Hello, my friends. It's Sonya here with Fresh Approach Fitness, a wellness company. Welcome to a solo edition. Last week, if you caught it, we had Dylan Miller on and we talked a lot about abundance. We did the heart to heart, which means it's actually available as a video on YouTube as well. Really cool. We talked so much about abundance in different shapes and sizes, and it's not just financial abundance. Definitely go back and listen to that episode if you haven't had a chance to. Can you believe, my friends, we're at the beginning of another new month? November 1st, 2021. And so much has happened. So much has changed. This is what happens when we live a life of purpose. It moves so quickly, right? And we just appreciate every single change that has happened to drive us in the direction that we need to be going in. Now, if that doesn't resonate with you, you're definitely going to want to sit back today, grab your pen and paper, your cup of coffee, and take a listen to what we're going to be chatting about, because it's called Passion plus Purpose. And we're going to take a deeper dive about the two words. I'm actually going to define them, and I'm going to use a couple of clients' examples and scenarios to help you identify where you're at in your world today. Not where you want to be tomorrow, not where you were at yesterday, but exactly where you're at today. And before we get started, I really hope you all had some impactful October. Did you have great celebrations for Halloween? Did you have some kids at the door that reminded you of your childhood? I know the kids that came through our door, there was maybe 10 kids, which is a big drop from when I was a child. Super cute. Got to spend so much time with my grandson over the weekend, and my daughter, my oldest daughter, and my mom, and we hung out and we did some things around the house and saw some friends on Friday, some other friends on Saturday. And going back to last week's show, this was definitely a weekend full of abundance, right? Abundance and love and simple pleasures. And these are things that matter to me. These help me create my purpose and remind me of my passion. So you ready? Let's get started. Okay. Passion is about emotions, the motivation and what makes us feel good. So things like you think about what you love. Purpose is the reason or the why behind what we do, primarily for others. So when we're doing things that contribute, definitely is because of purpose. So where passion can be all over the place, wild and exciting, purpose is much more focused. So now imagine marrying the two together. Passion plus purpose. So there's no getting around it. The world we live in today is constantly changing. Whether we like it or not, with every day, there's an opportunity to grow and to develop or to remain exactly the same. My dog Gizmo just popped up and jumped up to where my computer is because I had to move things around this morning. I'm really hoping he's not going to jump on this as I'm recording it, but we'll see. We'll watch him. Sorry, sidebar. So let me repeat that last little bit again. There's no getting around it. The world we live in today is constantly changing, whether we like it or not. With every day, there's an opportunity to grow and to develop or to remain exactly the same way you were yesterday. If we're on planet Earth, of course, right? And 365 days go by. So just like in a year, and we're the exact same person that we were a year ago, you haven't stayed the same. You've actually gone backwards because the entire world is always progressing. You must embrace the idea of advancement and intentionally take action to grow and unfold. When you begin to pay attention to your own evolution, you will waste no time criticizing or condemning others. So you'll stop with the small talk. You'll stop with the comparisons. You'll definitely be living more of your authentic life. And when you take 100% responsibility and are carefully taking the time to nurture your own growth and development, you will begin to notice increased confidence in the expressions that you choose to better versions of yourself, to help elevate the better versions of yourself, right? Your expressions are going to change. You're going to express who you really are, not just the person that you think you should be. And that's going to come across your confidence. So I know I jumped right in, but that's okay. The moral is every day, every single day, we are presented with two choices in life. to either evolve or to repeat. And I just shared with you that when we don't evolve, when we stay in the repetitive cycle, we are actually going backwards because we are meant to evolve and to grow, hence evolution. So I'm going to share with you some stories now as to the certain scenarios that are going to help you relate a little bit more as to what I'm talking about. And I know we've all gone through this in different stages. So every day we're presented with two choices. And this first story that I'm going to speak with you about is one woman shared that she is taking a sabbatical from work in order to discover who she really is after grinding. Years and years and years of grinding, showing up, giving 110% for somebody else's dream. She doesn't know what's next, but she knows she needs to pull the plug because this glamorous life she appears to be living on the outside is no longer working for her on the inside. She wants more. She wants so much more. She wants time freedom. She wants elevated finances. She wants balanced health. More importantly, in her case, she wants a family and a bright future. In order to have this, she must evolve. Another woman told me that as she was a new working mom, she feels like she's pushing through resistance of every moment of every day. She's tired and afraid. She's feeling more and more stretched, and she knows that it's not possible to keep up the rhythm of this life that she has created without laughing. I'm sorry, life happens. Without completely losing it. Who's been there? Who has stretched themselves so thin, juggling parenthood, motherhood specifically, and work, that you feel like there's nothing left at the end of the day to give? My client, she couldn't continue like this anymore. She wanted her freedom back. And she knows it was time to make things look different. Whether it was time to hire some help around the house, like a housekeeper or a nanny, or maybe even change her profession, or maybe make some changes. It's not up to me to tell her what to do. And I'm not going to sit here and share with you what she's done. I'm sharing the scenarios and I'm giving you some impact and some insights so you can make impactful decisions. That's what a coach does. She doesn't tell you what to do. She asks you questions to help you come up with the answers yourself that'll help it fit into your best life. But the one thing we know from the second scenario is that she must evolve as well. You know, you've got to work hard to protect the skills you've developed and continue leveling up. Do you have a plan right now to develop both personally and professionally? Where is it in your life that you are feeling called to evolve? Remember at the very beginning of this podcast, I said so much has changed. I am on a sabbatical from work right now, and I needed to be. My personal life was not in alignment. Things were not working out the way I needed them to. I wasn't being the best version of myself to the people that mattered the most. Me, my family, my grandson, my parents, they need me. They need me more than the job needs me. So it meant taking a pause so I could be the best version of myself for those people. Because at the end of the day, having a tight, close family that I'm able to love and support matters to me. So does earning money, but I know I will still earn money through my business. I needed to do what I needed to do to take care of myself, my mind, body, and soul. So where in your life can you feel called to evolve? And another client had shared with me, and they all gave me permission to share this. Obviously, I don't say their clients' names, but go with me on this example as well. When I became a mom, the first few weeks and even months were magical, right? Holding that precious baby, taking care of him, feeding him, loving him, getting into that new schedule. But soon, everything got quiet. When the visitors had left, there was no more home-cooked meals. Loneliness settled in. She felt empty and lost. She felt trapped inside her house and in her own mind. She started asking herself these questions. Where did I go? What happened to my dreams in my life? Will I ever be able to prioritize me again? And although the questions felt selfish, she could never say them out loud until we started working together. These were in her journal, and she actually shared them with me. She also shared that there were many, many sleepless nights that led to doubt. Whether she could really be the calm, confident, cool mom she imagined she could be. But she didn't even know who she was anymore, so how could she be those things? In this case, she was being forced to evolve because when she was in such a broken and frail state, repeating patterns from the past were no longer an option for her. Every single thing in her environment has changed, including the introduction to motherhood, which was a shock to her. Whenever we encourage change, whenever we embrace change, there is so much that changes in our life. It's not just that one thing. When this client became a mom, she was on the other side of motherhood, and everything changed for her. Sometimes it feels like life is happening to us when indeed it is happening for us. When the environment changes, we are literally forced to evolve. There is no going back. I used to tease my girls about there is a non-refund policy. I don't care if you girls don't get along, but nobody's going back where they came from. There is no going back. The boats have been burned, right? So how have you experienced a moment like this in your life? What areas? Was it a new job? Was it a new move? Was it a new location? Where were you forced to evolve because your environment has changed? And are you experiencing it now? And are there any one of these characters, clients of mine that you can relate to? The newer mom, or the empty nester mom, or like me, the fact that you need to take a sabbatical to breathe, to figure out what the priorities are in your life. There's nothing wrong with any of these stages by any means. It's easy to get into your own head because where you're going now is unfamiliar. And we don't have a roadmap for what's unfamiliar. We have a compass. We know where we want to go. We know what it looks like. But everything is going to be changing. So I'm going to ask you this again. Where are you being called to evolve? Perhaps you're at the helm with your job, your kids, or your bank account. Or perhaps you were told at one point that you were supposed to be this or that. Perhaps you told yourself that you were supposed to be a working mom and that you could handle anything. Perhaps you were told that you were supposed to be a doctor, and that means you can't have the kids that you've always desired. Or that little voice inside your head that is telling you it's time for a change. Are you listening to her? You should be. Girl, you need to be listening to her. Let's do this. Let's change the course of the conversation and put into plan some definite strategies to help you adapt to evolving. Because if you're not evolving every single day, you are repeating. If you are repeating day after day the exact same version of you from yesterday, you are moving backwards. How is moving backwards living your best life? Because here's the thing, the only way out of uncertainty is by moving through it, one step at a time. I'm going to tell you something, it's so much easier when you lock arms with somebody that's been there, that can help guide you through the ups and downs and the turbulence of the unexpected. Because you must be the one to step through the unknown and walk through the uncertain situation, one after another. It's up to you to take the first step, because that's what's going to get you to the next version of you. So what's it going to take for you to become her? A woman who is living in alignment with the truth that lives inside of her. You know this woman because this woman is speaking to you loudly every day through feelings and intuitions, through people that you are surrounding yourself with. She is showing up in different areas of your life, telling you that you're tired, or that you're hungry, or that you have no energy. Wake up, my friend. It's time. What's it going to take for you to become her? We're going to definitely ask you some questions now for you to think twice a little bit about what she looks like. So I'm going to start by looking at what happens when we don't choose to evolve. So when you stay on repeat, you play small. You self-sabotage. You rely on your daily routines to give you purpose and meaning. You find yourself relearning and going through the same old life lessons again and again and again because you haven't evolved from them. You haven't learned from them. You're likely a victim of your circumstances, and you're going to continue to attract the same negative vibes back in your life over and over again. My friends, it is exhausting. You don't want to be living on Groundhog Day every single day because that's what it feels like. Get up, do it all over again. That's what it feels like. And you are keeping that same cycle into your life. But here's the thing. When you choose to evolve, you take a risk and it feels necessary and somewhat thrilling. Yeah, it's scary. Fear represents itself the exact same way as excitement. So you're going to be afraid, it's going to seem exciting, but everything is going to fall into place as soon as you take that first step. So what happens when you evolve? You take those risks. You're doing something great for yourself. You become an upgraded version of you. You become unrecognizable to those around you. They're going to be like, you've changed. And your answer is going to be, yes, I have. Because here's what happens is you begin to release one unhealthy pattern after the other. You become magnetic and you attract what you truly desire because you're listening to your body. Your truth emanates from your being and other people feel uplifted in your presence. Again, you become magnetic. You attract. You see that you are acting courageously again and again. You understand that so much is possible. You know that you have the power to transcend your self-limiting beliefs and that you can set yourself free. What that means is you're not stuck in the past. You're not stuck in old patterns. You have pushed past them and realized that those were around for a period of time and maybe they weren't even yours to own. But we are pushing past that as we evolve. You are so much happier. And literally you are shining from the inside out. You attract new people, new places, new things into your life. These things feel in alignment. Now, I'm going to share with you a story over the weekend. Friday night was a get-together with old girlfriends, people I've known for years. My best friend turned 47 this year, and it was just like 5 girls getting together, had Thai. It was beautiful. I love these people. I love them. But I've changed and evolved so much that I very, very, very much welcomed fresh new faces on Saturday night when we went to get together to someone's house that we don't know very well. But we were open to get to know them. And it was so, so funny when we left. The men were exchanging numbers. It was so cute. The next day I got a message that the lady who I know, we went to her place and she had 4 or 5 other couples there. And it was so great. It was a Halloween get together. So not only are we meeting the majority of the people for the first time, but we're dressed up in costumes, right? We went as tourists because Tony's a little bit less playful than I am. I'm trying to find the right words, but he's a little bit less playful than I am. So he finally decided to dress up, but we both wore hats. We both wore outfits as if we were becoming tourists. So everyday clothes, but it was still comfortable enough that we could meet and greet other people. So the connections were surreal. I would honestly say, based on the level of conversations, we were talking about the words alignment. We were talking about things that I could completely connect with, mindfulness. We were having a conversation with newer people that we didn't know that were completely fitting in to how, I can't say we, but me for sure. I can't speak about him, but I can speak about myself. And I was really excited because I was totally myself, speaking from my heart, and they spoke my language. And this is what happens. When we evolve, we attract new people, places, and things into our life that bring us to what's naturally become our best versions of ourselves. And that doesn't stop. We continue to evolve. We continue to grow. We continue to attract. And I love my girlfriends. That's not going to change, but there's always room for more in my life. That's the type of person I am. So how do you know where to evolve next? So these are 5 questions you're going to ask yourself. Take an honest assessment of your life. What is your mind thinking about all day long? My mind is thinking about helping people all day long. I can't help it. I am the epitome of passion meets purpose. The epitome of it. All I think about is how I can help others that want to be helped, of course, but in different ways. What's keeping you up at night? What's keeping you from being present and in the moment? What is it that you are consciously worried about or anxious about? What do you want that you currently don't have? I challenge you to think differently on this question. Don't think of material things. Perhaps think of material things, but don't let it stay there. Like, don't let your thoughts stay with material things. Is it a partner that you can speak with all night long, have a soulful connection? Is it a partner that you share date night with? Is it free time that you don't have? Think of what it is that you don't currently have in your life right now. Do not undervalue free time and downtime. Because if you don't have time to recharge your battery, how can you give your energy to other people? It's going to be a whole different podcast, but I just had to add that. Super important. It's not what we were taught. It's not how we were raised. But I am here to help you course correct into who you need to be in order to glow in today's world. And where did you imagine yourself to be by now? Most people listening to this podcast are in their mid-40s, and I'm sure your princess fairy tale is not the way you expected it to be. Doesn't mean it still can't happen. But I want you to go back to that childhood dream as if you're holding that magic wand and think, where did you imagine yourself to be by now? Make a list. Do you want to learn to love your body and stop the self-shaming thoughts and actions? This is possible. I have done it. I have taught thousands of other people how to do it. Do you want to get pregnant after receiving diagnosis that may cause you to believe that it's not possible for you? This is possible as well. I have coached some people into believing and thinking differently where they have flipped the script in their life, and this is possible. Do you know if you need to leave a relationship, forgive a family member, start your own business, ask for more help? You owe it to yourself to explore the desires in your heart. And you've already been shown the pathway to make the changes you know you need to make through life circumstances, mostly the uncomfortable ones. So you've made it through a lot of the uncomfortable circumstances. It's time to enjoy your best life because you've already been shown the pathway of how to make changes. Now we're going to teach you how to make those changes a little bit easier. Lean in, my friends. If your intuition has been whispering the same things to you over and over and over again, it's time to start listening. You are here for a purpose. It's likely that your soul is saying, enough already, let's grow and expand out of this current environment and into our heart's desires. It's time. Repeating will only cause you to continue to feel victimized, invisible, and powerless as you experience more of the same. You deserve so much more. And it's time to take a stand for what you truly want in life. You'll never be ready. You'll never have the right amount of money. You'll never be the right time. You'll never be ready. But that's the point. Because as you start this process, you're going to progress. Here's some of the things that's going to happen. You're going to cut out things that bring you down. Things, people, objects, you're going to declutter. You're going to not have space for those things anymore. You're going to lower your vibration because you're not going to be holding on to the feeling of less than, not capable, and not good enough. So you're going to cut out, I'm going to rephrase that because I believe I tripped over my words there, but you're going to be cutting out the things that bring you down. You're going to cut out the things that lower your vibration. You're going to stop thinking that you're not capable and that you're not good enough. You're going to take your power back, one choice at a time. And you're going to have to be the one strong enough to make powerful choices. And you're going to have to learn how to become your own best advocate, placing your personal well-being at the forefront of your mind every single day with each decision that you make. You're going to start asking yourself, will this food make me feel good? Will spending time with this person leave me feeling fulfilled? Super important. Oh, time. We can talk about time at a different day, but time is the biggest commodity in life. You can make as much money back. You can make lots of money. You can lose lots of money, but time you will never, ever, ever get back. Spend your time wisely. So here's a question for you. What do I really need to be doing with my free time? What activities will be good for me now? And ask yourself these ones. Who do I need to learn from? Who can I ask for help in these journeys? Who can I look up to? So I've got 3 different personal development activities that'll help you answer these life questions on your own. Okay. You can definitely do the work on your own, or you can hire a coach to help you through. Because here's the thing, you might be curious, you might not know where to start. A coach is going to help you get you there that much sooner. A coach is going to help you stay accountable so you get yourself back up when you fall down. Because you're going to fall down. This is new. This is like being a mom all over again. This is uncharted territory. I don't recommend taking these questions to a friend because your friend is not trained to help you answer these questions. A friend will answer these questions for you based on their opinions. And that's not what you want. They're going to be answering the questions based on their life circumstances. And their feedback might only cloud your judgment, even if they are well-intentioned. As you know, your intuition is the best thing that's going to guide you. So do you want to know how to make a powerful decision? You must learn to tune up that skill of being intuitive, that small voice from within, and act upon its messages to you. Go ahead and take action when that intuition is talking to you. So, some life coaching strategies that'll help you tune into that inner voice in order to sort through your questions right now. So remember those 3 questions that I asked you. Okay? Will this food make me feel good? Will spending time with this person leave me fulfilled? What do I really need to be doing with my free time now? What activities will be good for me now? Who do I need to learn from? And who can I ask for help? It's more than 3 questions, but we're gonna get there. Hang on a second here. First thing I want you to do is I want you to use your journal. Definitely use your journal. Start by writing out your frustrations, your dissatisfactions about life. Let it go. Use it as a dumping ground. Remember, no one else will be reading this except for you, and you can always burn it when you're done. The next thing is you're going to blow off some steam, ask some questions that are on your heart, write them down, and leave them with a question mark. Pause. Do not answer them. See if an answer emerges throughout the day and circle back to your journal. I always recommend ending on a note of thankfulness because gratefulness is powerful. Spend time in meditation. Ask yourself out loud and wait for an answer. It may take some time, but it'll come. It'll come when your mind is not thinking. Use meditation to let your thoughts pass, then sit in nothingness with a blank, focused mind. So daydream. Honestly, this is daydreaming. Blank, focused mind with your questions in mind and see if a response emerges for you. Be patient and consistent. All you have to do is get started and sit in a quiet place. There is no right way to do this. There's no wrong way to do this. And yes, it'll be uncomfortable for the first few times, but that's okay. Stick with it. Sticking with it will be so worth it. It'll bring all of your problems to surface, and through meditation, all of your problems will go away. Ask for the unforeseen forces of the universe to help. Call it a prayer, call it whatever you'd like, it doesn't matter. Use whatever you believe. This can be a very, very, very powerful tool if you're open to it. Because when we believe in something bigger than ourselves, I like to call this faith, it's the polarity of fear. When we live in fear, we're stuck. When we live in faith, we grow. And faith can be called whatever you want it to be. But when we believe in faith, we believe in something bigger than ourselves. The burdens we carry in life feel less heavy, and it's harder to deal with. When we believe in faith, we have hope that guidance is coming to encourage us and to help us get through those darker days. because we want to be carrying less weight. We want our life to be easier to deal with, and that comes with faith. So here's the thing, my friends. You are being presented every single day with two choices: to evolve or to repeat. When life gives us situations where we feel stuck, we notice recurring patterns in our relationships, health, finances, and we're being presented with those two choices: evolve or repeat. To evolve, it means to change, to grow, to learn, to expand, to become a better version of yourself. Because the current version of yourself is only capable of creating and handling your current reality. So if you choose to remain unchanged, you will be presented with the same challenges, lessons, experiences, whatever you want to call them, until you learn from them. You will love yourself enough. Once you love yourself enough to say no more, then at that point you choose change. When you choose change, you will embark on a wonderful journey of growth and self-discovery. You will tap into your inner power and wisdom. You will explore what lies outside of the comfort zone, your comfort zone. Not mine, not my BFFs, not our friends on social media, your comfort zone. But you will discover that everything you need to evolve is already with you. Choose change. Choose the better version of yourself. Whenever you have the choice, choose change. And a final note, if you're dealing with a life situation that hasn't been working for you, you owe it to yourself to make change. You owe it to yourself to evolve. You don't always have to stay stuck. You can choose a different path. You can take responsibility for your life. Let go of your victim stories. They're no longer serving you. And really let it go this time. I want you to journal those stories. I want you to meditate on them, what the newer version of yourself would do with those stories. The radiant you that is on the other side of evolution will thank you for your courage and your bravery as you put one foot in front of the unknown. I said that wrong. I said the word I was going to surprise you with. Let me try that again. The radiant you that is on the other side of this evolution will thank you for your courage and bravery as you put one foot in front of the other and head into the unknown. All it takes is small actions every single day. I am here for you, and I believe in you. And if you're struggling with a difficult situation and would like a little bit of help, as a certified coach, I can help you navigate the unknown. You shouldn't have to do it alone. If you'd like to experience what it's like to work together, send me a personal message, and I will definitely reply back with some advice, some guidance, and some freebies to help you get started and on your way. My friends, thanks again for your time today. My question for you as you head on to the unknown, are you going to evolve or are you going to repeat the same old, same old? I know what I'm choosing today. Evolution all the way. Make it a fantastic day, my friends.